Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jeb. We're back here over on some more World War II. I know, this is incredibly dumb, I know. I just ended up making a World War II video, and they actually ended up just releasing, after I made my video, some gameplay over at the CDL Championship, Phase 1 it, by the way. I didn't really pay too much attention to, like, the pro scene and stuff, but showing more Vanguard gameplay, and this time around you actually get, like, a good idea of what the game looks like to a degree. Obviously, it's not the rawest gameplay in the world, but there's gonna be a ton of raw gameplay soon because they ended up announcing an alpha that's going with it. Kind of similar to the 2v2 thing, but they're doing a mode that's not exactly 2v2. I don't necessarily know how big the teams are. It's like 8 teams or some shit, I guess. Maybe like a team of 4. Gameplay that they've shown, I mean, the graphics overall just look incredible. The mode itself, I don't really see myself being able to, you know, play it a whole bunch or whatever. I imagine just regular multiplayer and Warzone will be the usual that everyone goes to. It's kind of like a similar thing to Outbreak, where it just feels like it'll probably be that kind of little third mode that isn't necessarily paid attention to. I feel like they should hopefully be concentrating on zombies a bit more than that mode as well, right? They announced a couple days ago that they were going to end up showing, you know, a preview of some multiplayer gameplay, and I mean, they showed a little bit more, but not really like anything, not anything like, you know, very raw or anything, just a bunch of cinematics and stuff. Some little flashes of gameplay here and there, but, you know, no HUD and all that other stuff. But you got to be able to see kind of, I guess, the style of game. I've seen a decent amount of color, but not necessarily the most color in the world, so it's a little worrying. Every map just tends to look the same a lot of the time whenever they go with these, like, gray maps for whatever reason. Like, a lot of the World at War maps look the same, at least. They just look like they're on the same exact map and area. It's just a different name.
This kid, Panic, got 30 kills with grenades. 30 kills with grenades does not mean you're good. 30 grenade kills. 30 kills. You got 50 kills. You got 40 kills if you take away your fucking score streak kills. Fucking dog shit. Absolutely dog. There's no excuse to using that many score streaks. You're fucking shit.
Why did you let him get it? It's like mad at him for calling in all of his kill streaks that he got off of him. It's just weird. Like, I mean, I get mad at dumb shit too. I understand. It's just, it's pretty funny. We got to see basically like how the game looked like anyway, how it moved around, an idea of what the maps are kind of going to look like, even though this is for a completely different mode, so maybe a little different. They showed off that destructible environment shit, and usually they try to say that they have destructible environments and shit. I don't really know exactly how critical all of that, like wood breaking and peeking through little like holes and things like that are really going to matter. Like Rainbow Six Siege, for example. I don't think it's gonna be nearly that crazy. Oh god, I hope they don't have a riot shield in this one. I was seeing some complaints from people like, oh, so it's just Modern Warfare reskinned with World War II stuff, and it's like, yeah, basically, yeah. And I know that it sounds... People just don't really get my angle when I say things, and people interpret like what the word engine means and all that other stuff. They don't really know what that entails. And to be fair, I don't always make it completely clear of like what I mean by either the features within the, like there's a whole lot. I felt like if we had the Modern Warfare engine feel. I don't like mounting, I'm not a fan of it, but even if it did stay in the game, okay, fine. Mostly don't like it because it does, you know, promote a slower play style, but at the same time, I don't want the type of map design. I would love to be able to play Modern Warfare, or even just imagine Warzone, and then you're placed on Raid, or then you're placed on Nuketown, or you're placed on, like, just a good designed, solid, symmetrical map. Also a working radar. I swear, I really hope they don't do anything weird with the radar. Something that we're just not seeing, but... So there's those little destructible wooden windows and maybe walls and things like that to be able to make it into things, but I imagine it's not going to be anything that's crazy. It'll probably be doors and other things that are immediately open as soon as the game starts, destroyed immediately just so people aren't annoying in them anyway. So most of the games are probably just going to play out the exact same way regardless. It's probably not going to create like this huge dynamic change every single time you go to a different area or something like Rainbow Six, for example. I don't think it's going to be anything close to that. All right, man, yeah. The gameplay looks basically identical to Modern Warfare's, and graphically, I mean, obviously the game looks great. It looks a lot like, you know, you can tell it's Modern Warfare's engine. You really just can looking at it. It's just got like, I don't know, it's got a certain look to it that even for whatever reason Cold War didn't have either. Like, even this game doesn't look bad when you have all the graphics turned up and yada yada yada, but I mean it in like a stylistic way. Just see it, the way that the lighting is, the way that it's like bouncing off of the characters and whatever it is that they're wearing and all this other shit. I don't know. Sliding is back, so for sure they're gonna be slide canceling instead. That's gonna be a big difference from how it is on World War II, because there's no sliding on this game. Hopefully everything just feels and acts the same way. Should be able to slide cancel the same everything. To me, it makes the most sense for them to use the engine that the most most popular game, Warzone, is based on. The engine by itself, like the physics and the look and everything like that, those are not the things that make it really campy. It's the rule set and the maps and stuff like that is what starts encouraging all of the camping and the really annoying playstyle. So they're doing something similar to how they were doing the 2v2 mode that we had before, the gunfight. Gonna have a weekend or two or whatever for everybody to, you know, test out the new mode or whatever. The guy explained the new mode, but to be honest, I genuinely didn't really understand his explanation. I think that there's like multiple teams of 4, and then he just kind of lost me. I don't know, he started talking about money, whatever. I mean, I'll play it the same way I did with gunfight or whatever, even though I never touched it ever again. Probably be the same case here, same thing with like Outbreak and other things like that. So far, I mean, it's kind of nightmare fuel for me, to be honest. I'm thinking of like the Sledgehammer Games grind in tandem with the Modern Warfare mechanics, like the popular ones, like you have to get mounted kills in order to get this camo. I'm gonna assume that, hey, maybe get mounted kills while sliding, because apparently that's a thing where you can be mounted and kind of slide it, or there's like a lean or a contextual lean or something like that. That was back on, I think, Ghost? I don't know if they mean like you're just gonna mount it around the corner like they're talking about on Modern Warfare, or if it's actually like an actual contextual lean. I have no idea. If there's a challenge that's like, you know, get this certain amount of mounted kills and then get this certain amount of kills through a destructible environment, get this amount of kills while sliding your weapon on a ledge, get sliding blind fire kills or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh god. It's just full-blown nightmare fuel. And the thing is, like, all of those things are a possibility with the idea that they will produce as many mastery camos as they have on this game. If they are actually going to put the same amount of customization in the game, and I'm sure that it won't be in there from the very beginning, okay, fine. It's hidden, but Chrome ends up coming out, and then after Chrome, they got the Gold Leopard and the Gold Cheetah, which is like this game's version of Obsidian, I guess, sort of, which results in the Chrome Tiger. But then there's also these special ones that are like modified Chrome Tigers just for reaching a certain level. So all I'm saying is, with the idea that they could potentially have all of these different types of challenges, I won't be surprised if there's at least a few of them that are either A, gonna be disgustingly annoying to do, B, promote a disgusting playstyle across the map. So the beginning of the game where everybody is trying to get these camos and all this other shit, because everybody wants to go and rush to be able to go and use it in Warzone, right? So every lobby will be absolutely awful. And then there's like 40 different types of them. Oh, good. At least I know that when people go to pick this game up, they will not be complaining, or at least most people anyway, the general casual player at least, will not pick this game up and immediately go, ew, what the fuck, this doesn't feel like Warzone. They have to feel very, very close to Warzone. Cold War, although it tried, did definitely not emulate the way that Modern Warfare feels, that engine, and obviously because they didn't use that engine. This one does have that engine. That feel, the heaviness and weightiness of the guns with the ballistics and the character physics, and whether you feel like you're sliding or kind of like bobbing on the map instead. Some Call of Duties feel like that, where you're just kind of sliding. So the game is gonna feel good regardless of whether you like the whole, you know, quote, reskin of World War II. No, I don't think most people are really excited for World War II. In terms of the look, it looks beautiful. Now, I've seen some, like, gun enthusiasts talk about, like, some horrible things that just don't look right with the weapons. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Most people just don't give a fuck. I'm gonna play through the campaign and everything, but I'm not gonna sit there and literally make a half an hour long video about how the Type 100's bolt thing is coming out 3 inches too far out of the back and all this. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the accuracy, man. Just make the game fun.